At this point, I don't care if it's the playoffs or automatically, we are getting promoted. Strap yourselves in, viewers. Here's another episode of AFC Thames. Hello there, folks, welcome back to another video with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Good to see you, I hope I find you well. Drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the series, and let's begin and talk through what we've done since we last met. So you can see the 6-1 and the 2-1 wins of last episode have really been the catalyst for good. Another win against Bognor Regis. Before, there are some defeats in here, which just it happens occasionally, right? Dorking and Dover both beat me, but the rest of the games, completely unbeaten. 2 recent 2-2s, which... Oh, man, I'm kind of frustrated by it. I think we probably should have won them both, but it just didn't work out like that. They had a man sent off, especially Gosport Borough. Like, a man sent off quite early on, and for some reason, scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, and we couldn't fight back and win that one. But we are 4 unbeaten going into the games against Worthing and Aldershot. The Aldershot game is going to be very interesting for a reason we'll talk about before we play them. But let's play this first game then against... so there's a Worthing and a Woking, and it shouldn't be allowed. We've been through this before. Worthing is the first team we're going to play then. They are next to Woking as well in the league table, so it's even more confusing. But a mid-table side, I think we should be beating. And the key thing this season for us viewers, as it's probably quite obvious when you look at it, but Adam Smith and Lloyd Marsh-Hughes are firing on all cylinders. These two boys, if you take a look at the top goal scorers in the league, the fact we've got 2 of them sort of in the top 15 or so is a real standout for us. As their goal scoring in the league has been absolutely sensational, and if we can keep this up, I believe they will be, like I said before, we're going to get promoted one way or another. Those boys are absolutely crucial to it happening. So let's see if they can get the goals for us today. Let's run you through the team. We've got Fleming in goal, Ings, Reeve, King and Thorne at the back. Brunt, and actually, I was going to say McCready. Yes, Cohen's still got a suspension, so I'll miss this first game. Will be available for the next one. A little bit frustrating. Lewis and Lincoln either side with Marsh-Hughes and Smith really coming to the fore. For whatever reason, the winter update seems to have made us better, which I am all for, viewers. The amount of times the game was updated and then I've been significantly worse. That's not been the case for these Thames players. They look good. I'm quite an aggressive attacking side, so we do take a few risks here and there when it comes to attacking. So if we can just keep the momentum going, I've said it a few times, right? We need to go on a run. Right now, 4 unbeaten, looking pretty good, playing this cautious style that seems very effective on breakaways. We've got to try and stick at it. As soon as I see the first highlight not go in our favour, I'm immediately on the back foot and think, I know what's happening today. I'm so excited to get going, as Fleming does well. Now, interestingly, this is where we get a lot of our good attacks from, when he launches this forward towards the front 2. It's the knockdown or the run on. Smith there, great first touch, looking for Marsh-Hughes, finds him, big chance. Oh, right-footed finish, calmly done. That's what you like from these two boys. Combining as well, you love to see it. Thames 1, Worthing 0, and the perfect start 7 minutes in. These big kicks from Fleming, there's a good view of it as well. You can see, he just fires it right over the top of the back line. And the pace of Smith, sometimes he gets it, runs straight through. Sometimes he lays it off to Marsh-Hughes. You saw this time, first time finish from Marsh-Hughes as well. Very difficult to stop at this level. And I like the fact their goalkeeper's wearing green socks when he's wearing sort of a turquoise top half. Strange. Looks like he belongs at a Sea Life Centre to me, viewers, if you want my judgment. You'll notice the Streamer Showdown boards around the outside. Just publicising it at this point. We've just had one this weekend. If you came and watched it, thank you for tuning in. We broke numbers, record numbers all over the show. It was sensational. I didn't win. We'll talk about that in a video later this week. I did well and didn't win. It's more annoying like that. When I'm bad and don't win, it's sort of like, I'm dreadful. But when I'm really trying and I still don't win, and I feel like it's unjust, then it hurts a little bit. And actually, as this highlight continues, final thing, 7 o'clock tonight on the Streamer Showdown channel, I host what is called The Breakdown. It's not me just whinging about my quarterfinal exit. We go through everything in a little bit more detail. And speaking of detail, Marsh-Hughes with another one. Him and Smith combine once again. Links to that in the description. And links to goals in this game. Wonderful stuff. A 2-0 lead now after 42 minutes. This is what you want to see from us. The problem is, we did this in the last game, and then we threw it away. I played it about 20 minutes ago. It was a chaotic situation for us, but Marsh-Hughes there, you can see, slotting home the goal and celebrating like Alan Shearer in his prime. You'd love to see it. It's actually quite a similar player to Alan Shearer. Not the quickest, but technically very well-rounded, good goal scorer. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up, lads. This is great stuff. Building momentum. That's what we're doing. Like you can see as well, 57 points if you win this game. The two sides ahead of us, games in hand. They're playing right now. So if they start to falter, I'm telling you, that automatic spot we're going for it. We are going for it. We beat Oxford City recently as well in a huge win. So we are getting closer to being in that conversation. I shouldn't. Every time I ever mention possible glory, absolute pain follows. Our bench isn't particularly strong today, which is far from ideal as I've pressed the wrong button. I've done it again. Yeah, our bench isn't overly strong today, so I'm going to have to be aware of maybe injuries or fitness concerns that might occur. We've got a little period of time before the next game, so we don't have to worry about it too much. And of course, keeping our best players out there is pretty crucial. No Cohen today, and McCready, who's starting today's game, sometimes comes on for us just to sort of shut things down. You can see him trying to make a tackle there, pretty unsuccessfully. Butterfield keeps it on that side as they're working it across. McCready doesn't tackle as much as he runs into players and tries to get it back. Smith, close range. Oh, Fleming! Brilliant save from Fleming. Keeps us the 2-0 lead, and that could be a huge save in the context of the rest of this game. We'll demand a little bit more from the boys as they're starting to slack. Whether we make a change. Fleming again, brilliant from the kick. Sonny Carey can come on actually for McCready, who's having an indifferent time, let's say. And at the back, there's not really too much to change. Wrench is going to come in for King. King's not having the greatest game ever, so I'll make a change. Few minutes left to go. I think we're going to hold on. I think we're going to hold on. There's 4 minutes of added time. This would be what I'll describe as pain and heartbreak, as that is a devilishly dangerous ball. We're going to waste time frequently for the final few minutes. We're already playing on cautious anyway. Ball played all the way back across. I don't know what's going on. It's just going back across each side of the pitch, out to Dale on the edge. Oh, it's a brilliant effort, but yeah, I think it was covered by the goalkeeper as well. Fleming really coming into form now. Much better performances. That early rust he had of being quite a young player seems to be disappearing, and he seems to be becoming more well-rounded as a goalkeeper. I shouldn't say anything, should I? I mean, it's gone over. We're hanging on a little bit. Right, Maskell on as well. We'll waste a bit of time in the final few moments. Wow, it's a smash and grab, really, but we'll take the fact our 2 shots on target resulted in 2 goals. Marsh Hughes getting the double, and they were quite well carved out. Defensively, we've done pretty well, really. Well done, lads. Great win. On to the next one, then, against Aldershot. And I said before, we'll talk about why this little battle is going to be quite curious. It's the best attack versus the best defence. When I say best attack, I mean most productive attack versus the most productive defence, if that makes sense. All right then, team. Aldershot Town coming up. Let's talk about then why it's going to be such a good battle between the two sides. If we take a look at the detailed team statistics, you will see, if we scroll down just a little bit, in terms of dribbles per game, Aldershot right up there, but that's not really what we're focusing on. Shots against, that's the key thing, right? They are having the fewest shots against them in games. They are incredibly difficult to break down in that sense, and are 6th in the league table. They are bringing themselves into contention more recently. They had the highest attendance as well, which I don't know if that's helping them, but it's a big leap. Like, ours is around 1,200-ish, so thank you for turning up to games if you're one of them. But it's going to be tough. When you compare that to ourselves on the other side of it, we keep the ball very, very well. We've lost it the fewest amount of times of anybody in this division, and expected goals, we are right up there. The 50 that we should have this season, like we are a potent threat in front of goals. So it's going to be a side that are expected to score the most. Like we're in the top for clear-cut chances, things like that as well. We are right up there, 20 more than anybody. And second on that list is Aldershot Town. This is set to be a right battle. So I'm excited to see how we do if we come out on top. You can see from our aggressive/clinical charts that we have a lot of shots in games, and we do very, very, very well with that. If you look at the analyst report here as well, in terms of conceding, Aldershot Town, you can see they are quiet, they are impenetrable. It's going to be a tough battle. I'm looking forward to it, though. The team for this one as well, a Cohen comes back in, Sonny Best is back on that right-hand side as well, Lincoln over to the left, and here we go then. A battle commences. I'm looking forward to it. All right then, Thames, Aldershot, the teams lining up. This is a big game because, again, if we're serious about being in the conversation of getting an automatic spot, beating the sides around us, so crucial, and also beating a side that is below us in the league table right now, but close into this playoff discussion, is big for just being in the playoffs, confirming that. If they win, it all tightens up again, and that's something I would rather avoid, viewers, as the first chance of the game is going to be a throw-in for them that is headed away by us. You can see our front two trying to isolate. It looked offside to me, viewers. Yeah, it's been given. It's very, very close. Coleman, though, is going to have to rule that one out. You can see they've brought in loads of fans for this one. This might be our biggest attendance of the season because of Aldershot bringing so many fans with them. Yeah, way offside. Definitely not going to be a legal goal, that one, as we're beaten, but it's absolutely fine. We'll demand a little bit more from the boys, see if they can up their game just a little bit. Actually, I do find that when it's 0-0, you should encourage rather than demand more early on. You can demand more sort of later in games. If you're drawing, then that tends to be how I tend to work things. As into Mar's shoes, you can see Smith is very isolated up there, but we've got some really good passes of the ball from deep areas. Brunt and a Cohen, both really good at it. As a Cohen now, back to Brunt. There's a few options. Again, we've got options on the wide areas. It goes all the way back to Ings. It's quite interesting to see how this is developing. As Smith has escaped his marker, shot goes in. Brooks with a really good save. It was very patiently worked from us. You could tell we were just waiting for someone to make that run. We found a great pass to him. Sonny Best now with the corner, plays it in, headed away, and that's probably the end of the highlight. They've had a man go off injured and a goal disallowed. I'm going to just encourage for the final few moments. You can see the team really like that. Lots of green down here. That's what we're looking for as a very patient game between two sides that are known for their attacking. But you can see Aldershot standing firm as the away side. I said this is going to be difficult. We're not having many shots at all. For a side that usually have an awful lot of them, they are restricting us as I thought they would do. Now, how do we break that down then? They've had a man go off. What can we do? Is do it better, Ben. Seeping into Thames for just a moment here. The problem is, right, this guy, Dench in the middle, is hard to pick up, but because of how we keep the ball, we don't have to worry about it that much. Right now, I think we maybe just bring these boys down to more supportive roles, so there's a little bit more link between those players and the players ahead of them. Right now, it seems to me like there's a bit of a disconnect in trying to find those passes forward. Again, going direct is fine, but when you're playing a side that are capable defensively, it's always going to be difficult to break that down. So we're just going to change things around a little bit and see if it has any impact. I think with the fact that we are an aggressive side, we're going to come off cautious as well, go a little bit more attacking. It proves, doesn't it, that you can be uncautious and still have an outrageous amount of shots, create the most amount of chances, and we do that. So we've gone slightly up to balance, still up the tempo. We'll pass a little bit more directly. And I might go to positive even and just see, can we nab it late on? Blimey, it's been a very, very boring game, actually. As I'm going to bring Lewis on for Sonny Best on the right side. I don't think there's anything else I'd change. Performance-wise, we're not playing all that well. And I'll be honest, the bench isn't full of superstar players. Marshu's got the goal in the last game, but I'm going to bring on Maskell, who's not amazing, it should be said. But again, that pace, he scored for us more recently. And here we go then. Will there be... I can't get off this bloody... Oh, how do I escape this screen? Cancel this. There we go. The final few moments. Is there going to be a moment for us? We've got to throw in. Ings on it. Find Smith into Lewis. All the way across. Oh, we're not there. And hopefully we get there first. Oh, we look isolated here. This is not good. Oh, we get very, very lucky. It hits our guy. Marshu still on the pitch as well. Did it not make the change that we made? Oh, flipping heck. Blimey. But if he scores, what a surprise that will be. Across to Smith. Scores the goal. Excellent work. I'm going to get Marshu's off anyway. And we forced a goal. Wow. The mistake I maybe made of not confirming it. You can see I got stuck in the menus for a moment. So that was good. And it's ended up in us getting a goal. Marshu's part of it. Brunt over to Lewis, who's just come off the bench, it should be said. Plays the ball across. And there's Smith. Left-footed finish. And we get a goal against a side that is difficult to score against. We're going to go back to our cautious style, try and bring them out a little bit and maybe hit them again. But it looks like it's going to be a 1-0 win. A huge 1-0 win. Thames 1, Aldershot 0. That is crucial this season. I tell you now, I know the episodes have been a little bit infrequent here and there, but my word, when we're having episodes of this series right now, we are pushing and pushing and pushing, and we are maybe in touching distance of being onto something here. I knew when I brought these boys in at the start of the season, there's two guys up front, we would have a chance in every game we played, and we're proving it now as well, which is really great news. There's not many games to go, and if we win our game in hand, how's the goal difference looking? If we win our game in hand, we will go top of the league. It's getting exciting in the Vanarama South. I can't wait to get further in this series as well. And it feels like this season might just be the season. I've talked for ages. We need to go on a run of games, and we're on that run right now. There's some big games left to play. Next time we meet, then it might be the end of the season. We might do one a little bit before that as well, but. Yeah, we're progressing now, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. These boys have got wins in them, and it's extremely fun to play. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. If you did, of course, drop a like on it. Want to see some more, make sure you subscribed. Again, live on Twitch tonight from 7 o'clock, doing the breakdown, where we look back at all the Streamer Showdown highlights of the weekend. And again, if you did watch it this weekend, thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. We love with care then. I'll be back tomorrow for a whole lot more. Come on, we've got a chance. We've got a chance.